Hi everybody. I was thinking how to go about this route that I'm trying here. You know, I have a database from 20 years ago where I used to watch a lot of films of all types, and I have them all written down, and most of them I can't remember or I'll never see again. And I figured, what if I go up and down from time to time and read the reviews for you? I tried doing this with the camera without looking back, without making it obvious that I'm reading from my own notes of many years ago, but I can't do that. There's no way to do it. So I have to kind of actually read. And I'll tell you, I write, in my opinion, write a lot better than I do just talking off the cuff. Because when I write, I can have different adjectives. I do rough drafts. I think about it. I go back to it and I change a few words. And then finally I have the finished result that I'm satisfied with. All right. Well, for today, I figured I'd start by telling you about two films by Doris Wishman that I saw back in 2006. So we're going back 19 years, something like that. And here we go. The first one that I saw was Bad Girls Go to Hell. Now, I wrote down that this was my first Doris Wishman film, which a friend told me supposedly was one of her best. And I said, well, if this is so, then I'd hate to see her worst. Because this thing concerns a young woman who gets attacked by her janitor, and so she flees away into the big city, where she incomprehensibly manages to become involved with all sorts of sick and abusive strangers along her path, yet naively and inexplicably keeps moving in with them. Okay, I don't remember the movie. And then I said it's kind of perversely funny watching her shack up with each guy, only to soon be carrying her same suitcase away with her in the middle of the night again and again and again. This film was so bad at the time that I gave it 1 out of 4 stars. And I thought I'd never go back to Doris Wishman, but apparently I went back and watched another Doris Wishman film later on the same year. That one being Another Day, Another Man from 1966. And I wrote down here in my notes, another Doris Wishman film and another dud. I can actually almost always get into sleazy exploitation films like this one when they deliver the goods. This one didn't. After seeing 2 of her films, I'm coming to the early conclusion that I guess I'm not much of a Doris Wishman fan. Though I don't like to reduce things to the most basic complaint, when I watch a skin flick, I drop all my values at the door and kind of expect to see a little more. And one of my complaints here would be that this director doesn't care to let it all hang out, so to speak. Because when all else fails, as everything did here in this movie, there's nothing left to do but at least show some gratuitous flesh to save it and keep you focused. This one I gave 0 out of 4 stars. No stars. Well, that's a little trip down memory lane for me. I would never have remembered these 2 movies, and I never would have talked about them. I certainly would never see them again. So let me know what you think, and let me also know what you think of this idea of me checking my old notes. Because, as I say, this may be the only way to get some movies that I wouldn't be talking about otherwise. What do you think?